Alright, people, now we are here again, and what? I don't know. The idea is that, there were like 3 weeks that we haven't done a stream because of Greece. Greece is a very nice place, especially Halkidiki where we go. It's amazing. Amazing clear waters, very, very flat, in contrast to Bulgarian coast and Bulgarian sea, which is a little bit wavy, we may say. And Greece is super nice. But the internet in Bulgaria is much better everywhere. Even in the seaside, the internet in Bulgaria is far much better. Can you say that? No, probably not. But I can say everything. So far much better than in Greece. Far much better. Amazing. So now I don't know how fast I will be. Yesterday was my first time sculpting in 2 weeks at least. I did this Minotaur. So this is a Greek mythology creature. Of course, it's made by a concept artist that we cannot say his name, but his name is in the description, so you can check it out. It is some kind of a Chinese, I guess, name. Yeah. And there was an interesting development in the Discord server, by the way, while I was in Greece. And there was one guy who was posting too much. So he was posting anime stuff, which is fine, but he was spamming. He was just spamming. And I decided to ban him, along with some other people also. So I banned a couple of people. Just so I can delete easier their messages, because there was a lot of spam. And after that, I, put most of those people back. But this guy with the animes, the main reason of all the bans, he decided to do some interesting thing. A very, very smart choice. And he spammed the channel with interesting pictures. He put some interesting pictures in the channel, we may say, yeah. And by putting interesting pictures, it was like more than 100, couple of hundred probably, pictures of trans porn. Amazing stuff. Yeah, and of course, it doesn't matter what porn it is. We are living in the 21st century, so all porn is good. But the channel is not about that, it's not about that. So, yeah. He came with another name, of course. Just a new account. Made some problems. Then I had to tighten the security of the Discord server. By the way, link to the Discord server in the description. More than 8,000 people are now in the Discord server. Of course, how many of those are active? It's a little bit questionable. Maybe like 100 or 200 people are active, but still, it's a good server if you want to show your stuff, to get some critiques, some interesting stuff. In the Discord server, speed char. Yes. Advertisement of the Discord server. So as you can see, this is the Minotaur. We are doing his head. The head is the most important thing of this particular sculpt, and if we do it properly, this will look nice. If we do it badly, we cannot do it badly. We will do it middle groundly. What does it mean? I don't know. Middle ground. Interesting. So this is his horns. And usually the horns, you can make them with curves, with everything. But for the terms of fastness, I think making them with a sphere is the fastest way. Of course, maybe some people will say, no, Nico, you are wrong. The faster way will be with whatever. Put something there. I don't know. I'm doing what I think is the best at the current conditions. Yeah, those horns probably are a little bit too big, but we'll see. Yeah, when we're making something like a character, there is room to make improvements always. I mean, especially with the overall silhouette and the proportions. I will make the head now, then I will, not finish the head. I will make it unfinished. Then I will go to the body, put the body on, see how it will work, and then maybe make the head bigger or the body smaller or whatever. It's all about to change usually. Because even with my, let's say, a lot of experience in the subject, I have done like hundreds of concepts into 3D characters, even I cannot quite do it from like scratch, just to do it immediately, everything to be fine. Even I need adjustments after. So don't be upset if you need to adjust something in your sculpt. Just make sure you don't go too much high with the polygons in the beginning. Yeah, just make sure you have low amount of polygons, because with high polygons, all the necessary changes that you will have to do are much harder. Much harder, we may say. Harder. And if I have to say here, I am hearing in my head, especially around the eyes, one of my friends, who is also art director in Gameloft, I think now, Evelyn Trifonov, he will say, Nico, flatten a little bit this area here and this area here, so we can have this kind of a angular transition there, so it's more stylized. Since we're doing a stylized character, we don't want him to be, at least I don't want him to be and to look super realistic. We want him to be stylized. That's why we have to acknowledge and we have to see where to put our angles, you know. Without the angles, it will not be as stylized as we want. And thanks mostly to this guy, Evelyn Trifonov. He's a very good 2D artist. I have a little bit more knowledge of how to do stylized characters, which I love to do anyway. This is my passion, doing stylized stuff, mostly. You know, realistic stuff is fine, but you have scans now, you have other stuff. It's not usually super, you know, and it takes a lot of time to do something that's easily scanned. So it's not interesting to do realistic stuff for me. Stylized stuff, on the other hand, is much, much more interesting and cool. So this guy is a Minotaur who is inside a balloon, as you can see, and he looks very, very cool. Yeah, don't think that 11 likes on this video right now is a very low amount. It's absolutely fine. And I'm not saying like and subscribe, because it's, you know, it's up to you. If you want to subscribe, you will. If you don't want to subscribe, who am I to tell you what to do, you know? So if you like to subscribe, do it. If you don't like to subscribe, just ignore and keep on moving, you know, it's fine. Nobody can make anybody do anything. I like to watch some channels of other YouTubers, not only sculptors, like Jerry Rig Everything, for example. Most of you probably know this guy. And I subscribe because he's interesting, he's doing nice reviews of phones and other tech. And also my favorite thing that he's doing is his bunker in the backyard. This very big project that he's doing is something very unique, and I like to watch him. So yeah, pretty cool. We are all, how it's in English, voyeurs. We like to watch other people. Back in the days, when you are watching other people from your balcony with binoculars or with a telescope, you are called a creep. Nowadays, you're watching other people in YouTube. We are all doing that, and we're not creeps. Of course, we're watching people who are willing to put themselves in there to watch. Like me, for example. You are watching me. You are not voyeurs. You are not anything. You're not creeps. You're just people who doesn't have anything else useful to do and watch this bald guy sculpting some monster. Yeah, this is his hair, obviously. I'm not saying that you have to stop watching. No. I'm not saying that you have to keep watching. No. As I told you, I cannot say, or whatever I say, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Everybody has to make their own choices in this life that we're living right now. Now he looks like a pharaoh. Pharaoh, whatever. I don't know how it's pronounced. Pharaoh. Egyptian ruler in the about 7,000 years ago. Pharaoh, whatever. Yeah, sometimes I don't know how the things are in English. I probably have to do this channel in Bulgarian. It will be far easier for me. But I won't. Why? Because if this channel was in Bulgarian from the beginning, the channel will have no more than 1,000 subscribers by now. So yeah, since Bulgaria is a pretty small country with a low amount of people, there are not so many people who want to watch this kind of stuff that I'm doing. So imagine, yeah. Okay, good. It doesn't look quite like the concept, but it will never be like the concept. As we all know, this is just for an hour, hour and a half, so we cannot quite make it perfect. We'll do it up to a certain point. So we are kind of okay with the head right now for 12 minutes, although we can make it a little bit more interesting here, a little bit more forward. And we have a side view here. I don't quite completely like the side view though. I like to make my own side view. But it's not bad. It's kind of fine. But this side view is not the same as this, in my opinion. It's a little bit different. But it's fine. The nose holes have to be completely circular, as we see from the concept. And here we will have some sharp lines, angles, just to make sure this is, after all, a stylized image. Not your regular, like, Minotaur that you can meet in the streets or in the supermarket, but actual stylized one. So, much better, right? Much better than your neighbor Minotaur, usually. Yesterday I was watching some comedy show, or listening mostly, while I was sculpting this. Today I am doing the comedy show myself, so it's pretty interesting how the world turns, you know, how everything turns out to be. Окей. Йони, върви си стаята. I'm telling to my daughter to go into her room because she's in the hallway and distracting me a little bit. I shouldn't be distracted by her, of course, but I'm trying to kind of work my way into this monstrosity. It's not easy. Did you use mouse mate or a pen tablet? That's a good question. I'm using a pen tablet for sculpting and mouse for modeling if I need to do some modeling. Usually. Sometimes when I'm modeling something very simple, I'm using the tablet also for modeling. But usually the tablet is for sculpting purposes. If you want to sculpt, let me tell you, like a big inside of the character industry, if you want to be good in sculpting, if you want to sculpt, you have to do it with the tablet. In the beginning you can start and try some things with the mouse. It will not work with the mouse in the long term. You have to get a graphic tablet. Graphic tablets these days are cheap. You can get the cheapest Wacom tablet. I'm working with the cheapest Wacom tablet right now, which is called One by Wacom. And One by Wacom, if you go online into second-hand sites like eBay or OLX, you can find it for maybe $50, maybe $60, which for some people probably is a lot, but it's not too much for a graphic tablet, believe me. And it's not a display tablet. I don't use display tablets. Many people are asking that, but no. I don't use display tablets. I use only normal graphic tablet. And it's good enough for me. If it's good enough for me, it should be good enough for you. I'm just looking something here. Okay, good, nice. Continue. We continue. Do you use Dinotopo? Not so much. I try to not use Dinotopo. Why? I just don't think it's necessary in most cases. In some cases, could be. For example, when I was working in ZBrush, there was a Dinotopo in ZBrush, which is called not Dynamesh, but something. I'm not sure. I forgot. And I was using it once, only one time, when I was doing a crocodile, because of all the scales. Even ZBrush is difficult to handle those kind of scales. But I did a course about scales, Dragon and Boy, the course with Dragon and the Boy, which, by the way, unfortunately is not in ArtStation, it's not in Udemy, it's only in WingFox. Unfortunately, yeah, because it doesn't sell at all in WingFox. And yeah. In this course, in Blender, I'm doing a whole dragon with scales and everything, and it's pretty cool. I can show you the dragon, by the way. It's here. Let me show you the dragon real quick. Dragon Man. It's not a bad dragon, I would say. And the boy. Here is the dragon and the boy. This is the printed figure from the model from the course. It's pretty difficult to see, I guess. Yeah, it's very difficult. I'm trying, but it's not gonna happen too much. Let me see if I can handle this a little bit. So camera, background removal, and now we'll be able to see it in full. And there are scales. You may not see them, but they are scales. You see in the back of the dragon here, there are some scales. And all of this is made entirely in Blender for the course. Of course, I'm advertising this course, although you usually cannot buy it, since it's in WingFox and most people don't want to go to WingFox and buy such monstrosities. So yeah, did you paint the 3D prints yourself? Unfortunately, I'm not that good. I'm not even half as good, even maybe 10%, I'm not that good. So yeah, I have a friend who is in one other city in Bulgaria, and he probably is the best Bulgarian figure painter in the world, but in Bulgaria. And he's very good. And he's painting some of my figures. So I have 3 printed figures. He's printing them very good. And he's painting them after. And I'm paying him, of course, but not a big amount. I mean, for the work he's doing, he's taking not so huge amount of money. But don't tell him. Soon I will be doing probably a review with him in this channel. We'll see. We are we hope to make this happen. Making a review, or not review, but interview with him. It will be nice. Okay, here, here, and here. World of Warcraft. This probably is not exactly World of Warcraft, but it could be. It could be without any issue, in my opinion. Could be World of Warcraft. Why not? Should be. Couldn't be, shouldn't be, you. And we are taking too much time for these things. We have a lot more things to do. Also, his halberd, or whatever it's called, this axe. It's not exactly, but it's kind of axe, a big axe. Okay, we can say it's a big axe. It's fine. Let's do the arm. By the way, if you want to do good arms, or better than you are doing right now, if you're not a complete professional, of course, if you are, I cannot teach you. But if you're not a complete professional, maybe my course of arm and hand anatomy exercises course can help you with that. And in that course, I'm doing a lot of arms, muscular, not so muscular, female, stylized, whatever, a lot of arms and hands. And I'm explaining all the time, I'm speaking constantly. And this course you can find in the description along with all my other courses in ArtStation or Udemy. Some people prefer also flip normals. I don't blame them, but it's fine. I mean, in flip normals I get not the most amount of money, but a little bit more than in Udemy usually. But in ArtStation is the best. ArtStation, which is Epic Games ArtStation, I think already, because Epic Games bought ArtStation, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. ArtStation is the best. They're giving to the creators the most. Mirror. Mirror on the wall. Now we have something like arms, and fast we will make some fists. You will say, but how can you make fists fast? It's difficult, but not impossible, and we will try to do it right now pretty quickly. And you will say, but Nico, you're not explaining anything about the anatomy and everything. Yeah, no, this is not the point here. The point is, for this video, is to be joyful, to be cool, to put you in a mood to sculpt. Why not? To give you some, maybe, inspiration to sculpt. And many people are having that, which is, of course, very good. Now, his arms in the concept are enormous. I mean, the biceps, you see, here this biceps is just, I don't know if I can make it this big, but we will at least try to make it kind of that big. His arms are just wow. And this is the I forgot the name of this muscle. You see, when you're not using the names of the muscles, you are making them. You know how to make them, but you don't use the names that often, and you forget them. I will never forget this muscle, the neck muscle here, is sternocleidomastoid mastoid, but this here, radius, I don't remember. You know, I remember them for the courses that I do, and then I forget them because I don't use those names in my daily routine. I sculpt daily, I make those muscles daily, but I don't use the names and I forget them. This doesn't look super stylized though. So in order to stylize it a little bit, we may make some sharper lines here and there. But we shouldn't overdo it. I don't know if we will be able to do the whole thing in this amount of time that I am devoting. Hopefully we will, because we have to color, we have to do the halberd or the axe, whatever you want to call it. The good thing here is that this guy, this Minotaur, has only 3 fingers, which is amazing. I would say that I will prefer all humans to have only 3 fingers. It will be much easier to sculpt and draw with 3 fingers. 4 fingers are too much, in my opinion. They're absolutely not needed. Even with 3 fingers, it will be much easier to show middle finger. You just, you know, with 3 fingers, you just do this. And it's very nice. 1 finger from the one side, the other finger, and the thumb is holding them. Amazing. And if you do this now, it's not exactly, it's middle, of course, because there are 2 here, and this is the middle, fine. But with 3 fingers, it will be much nicer. The middle finger, I don't know. It just seems nice. But you will agree, 3 fingers are much better than 4. Who needs 4? Especially when you sculpt people. Why the heck the nature made 4 fingers of the people? We don't need them. And it makes the sculpting work much harder. 4 fingers. Come on. You can get away with much less than that. Okay, something like a fist. Let's see, this is one of the knuckles, this is the other one. Okay, 3 knuckles. 3 knuckles is completely enough. I would say 1 less finger will mean that if you fall and break some of your fingers, there will be 1 less finger to break, which is amazing. You know, the more simple one system is, the less parts are, you know, prone to breaking, because you don't have those parts. And that's very cool. So I would say, let's vote. We have to vote. We have to put it to vote, you know. Do we want 4 fingers or 3, just 3 fingers, you know, without the thumb, of course. I'm not saying thumb is important, it's very important. But the other fingers, just 3 of them will be completely enough. And most of you, I'm sure, will agree with me. Because we are so, you know, we don't want to do that many fingers anymore. You know, we are done doing 4-fingered people. We want to do it more easily. I will scale the head because this guy is a little bit more of a cartoonish character and he has a bigger head. Maybe I will scale it again. We'll see. And I'm not answering too much questions, as you can see, but yeah. Turtle Ninjas has 3 fingers like their hands since my... Exactly. Turtle Ninja. I know. I was watching Turtle Ninja with great joy when I was young. We were with my grandfather, we were in the, working in the field, you know, digging stuff and whatever. And suddenly, it's almost 6 o'clock. And I say, Grandfather, it's almost 6 and 6:30 starts the Ninja Turtles. 1 episode each day, except for the weekends. And he said, but we are not finished here. But I said, but the Ninja Turtles, come on, we have to go and watch it. And we are like at least half an hour from home, you know, with the car. And he said, no, today we have to continue to work. You cannot go back home and watch the Ninja Turtles. There were no smartphones or whatever back in the days, you know. You cannot watch it unless you go home and put it on the TV. So at some point it was too late and I'm like, yeah, you know, I will watch it on the repeat at some point if I can. But still, I think I missed some episodes of the Turtles. You see, when we make the legs, sometimes you will make them like forward like this, and your Minotaur will fall backwards like this, and he's like falling backwards. So what you need to do is go from the side view and push with a big grab brush the legs backwards like this. So they are below him and supporting his weight. Always check this out. I've seen people, of course they are mostly beginners, but not only beginners, and making your sculpt, your character, falling backwards, forwards, or sideways is not a good way to make your character, usually. Usually. Maybe sometimes yes, but no, probably not. You point the dumb finger to us? Yes, I did. And if you feel threatened, or you feel, how it is, if you feel a problem with that, then you have problem with yourself. You will never be able to hurt somebody who doesn't have issues with himself. And we all have issues, but the less issues you have, the less anybody will be able to hurt you anyway. Except if they beat you physically. Then they will hurt you no matter your psychological issues. But other than that, it will be hard to hurt you, to hurt your soul if you don't have issues, or whatever issues you have, we all have them. You can, for example, deal with them somehow. It's difficult. I know as much as anybody that it's difficult to deal with those issues, but if you don't, you will suffer your whole life. So pointing the finger at you is not your problem at all. Or at least it shouldn't be your problem. It's the problem of the guy who is pointing the finger at you, because he has issues. And usually it's not personal. Usually it's just that, you see, I'm feeling bad and I'm pointing the finger at you so you can feel at least as bad as me. I'm making you feel bad. And then you are getting the finger and you're saying, this guy is giving me the finger. I'm feeling bad. Now I will make him feel worst. And this is how the fights usually start. Once, when I was younger, I was drawing something in some kind of a notebook in my grandfather's house, and my cousin, he was drawing also, and suddenly he threw a pen at me. I don't know why, but he threw a pen at me, and the pen hit me here with the sharp part, just below the eye. I was so mad. I say, why did you do that? Why did you throw the pen at me? And he was not even looking at me. He just he was just drawing or something, and he just did this. And then all my issues came out. I couldn't handle it, and I jumped over him and I started hitting him on the head. This is sometimes what happens when you cannot restrain yourself, you know. It's not his fault that he showed me the finger. It's my fault that I couldn't restrain myself. I took it too personal and too serious. You know, he almost hit me with inside the eye, you know. It was, and then he showed me the finger like, I don't care about you, you stupid bitch. And I just flipped, you know. This is one of the rare times that I have flipped in my life, you know. But it was, wow, amazing stuff. And I'm not sorry about that. It just, you know, it just happened. It's fine. It's cool. Anything like that can happen. I bait him a little bit, then he went into the other room to cry. And then we were friends again, everything was fine, nothing was damaged badly, like his face or something, no. Or my fist also was feeling good. So everything was fine. But, you know, those things kind of makes you think, you know, what person am I? When people are getting the best of me, are like making me angry, do I lose control? I lose control. Because of you, babe. I lose control. When you look at me like this. Something in your eyes. This is Scorpions, by the way. It's a very nice song. Let's sleep tonight. And not a shine anymore. Just like open the door. And it's new, exciting grind. Scorpions is a German band like Rammstein, but not quite like Rammstein. They're not that brutal, but they're very legendary. I would say maybe Scorpions and Rammstein are the two world famous German bands that I know of. So famous for me. Everything is subjective, you know. Maybe some people will say, but this band, some other band, which I don't know. I don't know it. So for me, it's not famous. Let's see. He's looking relatively fine, but there are some issues, of course. How much time? 37 minutes up to this point. It's slow. It's very slow. Hello Nico, I just want to thank you. I recently started my journey as a 3D character creator and you have been an incredible inspiration. I appreciate you immensely. Thank you very much. Eralt. I feel good with that. Okay. Hello Nico, long time no see. Yeah, definitely. When will you post Lex Anatomy course? When I do it. I haven't done it yet because I am practicing. No, I'm not practicing actually. But I have to practice for it. Have you visited Greece? Definitely, I have visited Greece. Just 2 days ago, I was in Greece. And your internet, especially in the seaside, which is almost all the Greece, is not very good. That's why I was not streaming, because I was in goddamn Greece. I love Greece, by the way. It's amazing. The food is nice. I mean, the food is fine. In Bulgaria, we have a lot of nice foods also. But in Greece, when you eat calamari or octopus, and the fishes also are pretty nice. Everything else, I don't know. The sweets. Oh, so good. I mean, amazing sweets. But the best thing I like about Greece is you have mostly nice weather, especially in the sea area, and the sea in the Halkidiki area, where we also almost always go, is almost always flat, like a lake. Very, very clear water. You can see all the fishes and everything from above. It's so nice. And it's warm, the water is good, and there are interesting sea creatures also. You know, this time we saw something that we haven't seen even in countries like Thailand or Vietnam. We saw a robin fish. I think it's called a robin fish. A robin fish is a fish which has legs. They're not exactly legs, but they look like legs. It has also arms. And they're not exactly arms, but they look like arms. It digs the sand. And it walks with the legs. It digs with it. And it has also big wings. Amazing fish, I would say. I have never seen a fish like this personally, but I saw it in Greece a couple of days ago. So Greece, amazing stuff. But the internet is mainly awful. The mobile internet was not as bad, but the Wi-Fi was the worst. We were in our seaside here in Bulgaria, in the Black Sea, and the internet was pretty awesome most of the time. In Greece, not so much, not so much. But Greece is amazing. Why do we go to Greece instead of Bulgaria? We go to Bulgaria also, but in Greece, I mean, this clear water and amazing water without any waves. Sometimes it's just so peaceful and quiet and nice. In Bulgaria, we don't have that. In our seaside, the water is wavy, we may say, mostly. Nico, why do League games characters have triangular topology like Genshin Impact and Naruto? Is that normal in games industry? It depends, but yeah, it's normal when you are exporting the character to go inside the game to triangulate it, so you don't have problems with the engine, with everything. With the normal map will work perfectly if it's triangulated the proper way. Otherwise, if you have a polygon, which is a squarish polygon, and the normal map can have some problems if this square is divided in this diagonal or in this diagonal, and different engines will make the different division, this diagonal or this. If you triangulate it, there is no room for error. So it's always nice to triangulate before it goes to the game, inside the game. For those people who are making the rigs and animations, triangulated character is not the best, because they will have hard time selecting loops, and selecting loops is something that they do. But for the game itself is very, very good to be triangulated. Let's make the shoulder armor a little bit, because the shoulder armor probably is one of the most important things in our character, and we will do it right here, right now, right here, right now. And this is your typical shoulder armor. Just a piece of it, you know. Just one piece of the shoulder armor, and we will do other pieces anytime soon. But we'll see. And now we will go to generate, solidify modifier. Good, I want thick armor. You know, for this type of character, you see how thick is the armor here. In the 3D, we will make it a little bit thicker even. And some people will say, but it will be too thick, Nico, why? You have to. You have to do it. Otherwise, you'll not deserve to do it. I don't know. Okay, this I will do it by hand, like this. There is another way to do it, but I don't want to search for it now. We don't have time for this, you know. Because we have the axe to do, and I don't know if we will have time for the axe. We should be able to do it, but I'm not promising anything. Hopefully we will do it. Okay. Now, this and... Кажи, Йоне. Чети си книжка или си рисувай, казахте, стига с тия неща. My daughter is just bored and she wants to come into the room. But I told her that I will stream, so she cannot come too much. Although it's not a big deal, but you know. Okay, let's make the hoof, which will be 2 parts. Like this. Hoof. Now this is something like this, and here we have this blue part. And usually when I'm making a character like this, I will make everything that it's different material, I will make it as a different mesh. It will be easier to put materials on afterwards and everything. But now for this, I don't care that much, so it will be from this mesh. Let her say hi. Yoni, come here. Say hello and go back.
Hello.
Amane, come here. Show yourself. Say hello.
Hello.
And go. Okay, I have to put the fan on because it's hot. It's very hot in here. And also something else. Oh, now it's better. How much time do we have? Ooh. Half an hour, a little bit more. I think we can do it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I mean, every parent thinks that their child is beautiful and amazing and everything. But I know. I don't think. I know. Yeah, probably I'm just... you know, you cannot see clearly your own child. You know, you always see it in more positive light because it's your child. That's the thing. Why don't you let grow your beard? Why don't I let... I don't know. I don't feel like it. Maybe in the winter when it's colder. In the summer, no. I don't like beard in the summer. Beard in the summer. Who time? Beard in the summer. So pretty. Now we will do some planes, which will be here, and this will be the front plane of this guy, like here. Good. This is his skirt or something, and then from this plane we will do this. Oops. Okay, then we'll select the whole of it, make it narrower, Control R, couple of things, and this. Oops. So this and this. GG, move it up, and we have it. This is one of our, I don't know, skirt pieces, we may say. But we need thickness. So we will make solidify modifier, a big thickness. Yeah. If we want to print this character afterwards, we need those pieces to be pretty thick. Not thin, but thick. As hell. Or just thick, I don't know. Now, mirror it and continue with just putting them in. We haven't made the armor of the shoulder, which is one of the most important things, by the way. Shoulder armor in this character is super damn, or just super important. Very important. Okay, here in the back, we don't actually care too much about it, about the back. Okay, so this torso is a little bit too long for this character, probably. He needs to be a little bit wider, as I see, in the shoulders, maybe. And in here, wider. Good. It could be wider also, but it's fine. I mean, yeah, we can always make adjustments and make it closer to the concept or just better overall, but we cannot do it quite literally nice. Now here, or let me see, here to here, and this is your second set of shoulder armor, or second piece of the shoulder armor. Then this is the last piece, and it will be a little bit shorter, so I will do this, X faces. And what else we need to do is here, extrude. And this lower piece, we need to duplicate it to here. And then we can adjust with the sculpting brushes. It doesn't need to be super nice and geometry correct, whatever. It needs to just sit good on the character. If it does, we are good. Now what I will do is generate subdivision surface modifier, bump it up, go to edge data and bump up to the middle couple of those areas here, and we have something like an armor. Oops. Why? I pressed Ctrl Z and that was not good, but now we're back in the game, I guess. Now what I will do is another cylinder. A lot of cylinders we will have here, and you will ask why. I will not tell you. No, the cylinders are good for some types of things. In this case, as you can see, we have this belt on the chest, on the torso, which will be a cylinder, actual cylinder. Okay, the belt is here, and we can make the belt buckle like this, and then with the mouse now, Control R, like this, Control R, like this. Then we will select this one, go to, no, we'll select those, X faces, then we go to generate solidify modifier, make it thick, and put it into position, because this now is your belt buckle. And I'm not going too much into detail of this character because we don't have time. If I have time, then I will make it far more, you know, far better looking, but for now we just need the main forms, because this is a 3D sketch, as we always do in this channel. If you don't know that, you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you don't know that, but if you know, you know. You know? Yeah. This, I'm losing time here, but sometimes it's necessary. In this case it's not, but whatever. Okay, I'm making the belt buckle a little bit bigger than it is, or a lot bigger. It doesn't matter. The bigger the better. In a character like this, the worst thing you can do is to make the belt buckle smaller than the concept. If you make it a little bit bigger than the concept, it will be fine. If you make it smaller, it will not be fine. You know, in the concept is, right now, this belt buckle in the concept is the smallest it can be and still looking fine. If you make it smaller, it will immediately look bad. Believe me, I'm an engineer. And I'm definitely an engineer, by the way, because I have engineer design degree from a university, actually. I have learned, not learned, but I have studied 3D Max in university, AutoCAD, SolidWorks, a lot of stuff in university. Also Photoshop. And but when we are studying Photoshop in university, I already was a Photoshop god, we may say. And how do you become a Photoshop god? By working with Photoshop a lot and watching very nice tutorials with Photoshop. That's how you that's how you become very good in Photoshop. Now, this is one arm that we will go like this and separate. Now, we need to select it, smooth. Let's say 50 smooth. It will be amazing, 50 smooth. Let's try it. It doesn't work quite well, but let's go to mask, smooth it out with shift. When we are in a mask brush and we have a mask, we can smooth it with shift. And we need even more smoothing, because this will be devastating when we do it. But we will do it anyways. And now with shift right click, we can do this, and then this. Doesn't look very cool. Now I will go with the sculpting brushes and with the grab brush and everything and start to work towards our goal. Okay, let's put the handle into his hands and see what we can do with it. Now this is the handle of the axe. Yeah, it will be, relax, it will be the handle, don't worry. And we will put it in his hands. How long it is? It's about his height, a little bit taller than him. So, select it, make it a little bit taller than him, and in object mode, put it in his hand. Why in object mode? Because I need to have the symmetry still available in the object itself. Well, you will see. Okay, now he's looking nice. Save. Make sure you save all the time, because if you don't, you will feel the wrath of Blender. And it will not be that Blender hates you or whatever, but sometimes when it crashes, even if it's not personal, you feel it personal, you know. You feel like, why Blender? I loved you. I loved you so much. You were my favorite program. Why did you crash? It was not personal. Remember it. It's just the way it is. It doesn't crash usually. Actually, it's pretty stable program these days. Back in the days, ZBrush, Blender, even 3D Max, they were crashing all the time, especially ZBrush. I remember when we were saving like crazy because of the crashes we had. It was bad times, but nowadays it's not that bad. Now you will ask, but what are you doing, Nico? Yeah, I also don't quite know, but we'll see what happens. Nico, would you make a live giving feedbacks? Giving feedbacks to what? Ah, to the Discord stuff. Maybe someday, why not? Why not? It's but you see, when I'm doing a live with ArtStation portfolio reviews, usually that's kind of the same. I'm not exactly giving feedbacks, but I am giving feedbacks actually. I'm telling people what they have done a little bit wrong and what they can improve in their art so it can look and feel better. Usually that's what I do in the ArtStation reviews. And feedback for the challenge works. I think some people have done so good job that even I am a little bit jealous, you know, of this, because this is from the actual Discord server challenge. Yeah, many people know that, some people don't know probably, but it is from the Discord server challenge. And this is from the last week. This is not this week's challenge. This week's challenge is this one, which I will try to do at some point this week again. So another stream expect with this character, but for now we're doing this. And sometimes, probably this week, we will do this. By the way, I did this a little bit, just to try here. I think it was yesterday. I just tried to do this. Nothing too much. And it's not super nice, but it's fast. So, yeah, I'm trying to tell you most of the time that working fast and making something for 1 hour usually doesn't mean that you have to post this in social media or whatever. It's even the opposite. You shouldn't post it because it will be crap. Even my works for 1 hour, for example this one, it's not worth to be posted anywhere except in one place. In the Discord server, in the Whips channel. Here you can post stuff like this. So I'm almost ready with this character, or I have finished this up to this point. This looks pretty cool, by the way. This is, you know, this is something for the Whips channel. It's amazing. It's not a proper render. It's just something that you have you are working on and you want to show it. Somebody can give you a critique or whatever. The Whips channel, by the way, in the Discord server, Speedchar, is the most visited channel probably from all channels. Okay, I don't know what happens, but let me see. Let's see if we can resume this broadcast. I don't know. Ah, so we can, okay, very nice. So, what happens is that OBS crashed, but now I did something interesting. I went to broadcasts and I selected the existing broadcast and I'm now streaming inside the same broadcast, which is amazing, and we are back. But yeah, OBS crashed. It obviously is not a big deal when OBS crashes. Okay, we continue. I forgot where I was with what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter. We will do this. This is our axe. And how to do the what is this? Okay, this, what I will do is put it here, smash it, and this will be our axe. Now, it's not the right way to do it, so I will delete most of the things. Okay, and now this will be our axe. This amazing thing will be our axe. You will see why and how. Subdivide it a couple of times. This probably is too much. Maybe like this will be better. I'm not sure, we'll see. Here I will add another loop. Here another loop, and here one more loop. The less loops you have, the better, because you will be able to work with them a little bit more easy. Now, what I will do is delete. So, let's delete this, and this will be fine. This I will delete. This, and yeah, so this is parts of the thing. Let's go down with this. Extrude. And Yoni, close the door, please. Why it's open? And while you're working in the hallway, go to your room.
No.
Ah. She just don't want to be alone in her room. She prefers to work next to the door here. She's drawing something or whatever, and she prefers to do it closer to me. But kids, you know, it's normal. We love them. It's the most important thing. Kids are the most important thing, maybe. But I don't know. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? I don't know. You see, this is the halberd or axe. It's looking relatively fine. Not the best ever, but not the worst either, so it's good. Next, we want to make the sharp point. Let me see how I can do this. Okay, I can cut here. And then I will move them one by one, which is not ideal, but should be fine. Here, okay, this one. Oops. Now I will select all of these, but first generate a mirror modifier. Now we have it like this. This thickness is fine. Select this and clipping and move it inwards. Flatten it a little bit and move it again. I think it's fine. It's not very fine, but it's cool. Connect this and this here. Good. The job. Dijon. Now. Yeah, we're not supposed to do something amazing and perfect. Whatever we do, it's fine. Now, this extrude by X. Finish this here. Select this. Extrude by X. And this one. Okay, it looks big. It's a little bit too big in my opinion. And also his head could be a bit bigger. So let's make it a bit bigger. The head. He has to be a cartoon character. Not so much like I did it. This thing can be a little bit smaller. So let me shrink it down. And put it like this. Then we will select this guy. Make some rings. Select this and Shift D to duplicate it and just make this thing. F. Good. Not bad. And now I will make it a separate object. Move it down. Move it down, scale it, and this will be with another color, as you will see. We need another one, by the way, so I will select this one. How much time do we have? I don't know exactly at what time we finished the other one. Now this is something like a new stream, so I'm seeing a timer of 6 minutes, but I guess we have like 15 minutes more at least, hopefully. So we'll see. Okay, good. All the main things, kind of, not all, but most of the main things are here. So we can start coloring now. Because if we don't, we are doomed forever. I know. It doesn't sound very nice to be doomed forever. But it's like that, you know, it's normal. We have this color here, and on the arms I will also put this color. On the legs also like this. Now, the orange color Probably this orange should be a little bit more bright and a little bit more saturated. Yes, I would guess this is better. And we can color the arms also. The back is not exactly needed, but it's fine. The shoulders and the legs. The legs here in the bottom can be a little bit like gray. Let's try that. Grayish. Good. Now the blue. Let's select the blue and make some blue things. For example, this guy here is blue. I'm blue. Da-ba-dee da-ba-die. Da-ba-dee da-ba-die. Da-ba-dee da-ba-die. I have a blue house with the blue windows. Good. Very much blue. Now, what else? I need to do some things here. I will show you now. Remove the symmetry. Then go like this and do some just random stuff. And it will be enough for now, just for the sketch. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just need to be. Just to be. Good job. Now, this one will be brownish. Let's select one level of brown like this and make this and see what's going on. Okay, this is light brown. I think I will make this with light brown, and here also a little bit of light brown. The same with this. Okay, you see how it started to get a little bit of shape, which is great. I will make it a little bit dark for the hair. And it's not bad. Now, the metal, pedal to the metal, I'll make it grayish, which means this gray and gray. And this is gray, but we want a little bit of white on the edge of the axe. So something like this would be better. This thing. Let's go generate, solidify, increase, and apply. Okay. Now a little bit of this. How do I make my folds better? You know, when you want to make something better, like your arms or faces, folds, whatever, you just have to practice it. So practice. This is your only choice. If you don't do a lot of folds, your folds will never be very good. Whatever you do. If you want to make them good, just practice them. Do more of them. More folds, more folds, more, something like this. That's the idea. And here we will make some and they will be with a little bit different color. Let's see. Okay, now the nose has to be brownish, but a little bit darker probably will be fine. And the nose, I would say it would be better if I have more geometry on the face. But yeah, it's too late for that now. Sorry, everyone, I failed you. Now we don't have too much geometry on the face, and we are about to finish the stream after a couple of minutes. I will not finish it, have some. I will not go back to the beginning of chat, but I will try to answer some questions. We'll see. We need a little bit of kind of this to put on the ears. Just more interesting. They will be like this. And this is not exactly the color I want for the horns, but it doesn't matter that much. Let's put some plain on the floor, so we can have our shadow on the floor. Dun, 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 shadow on the floor. Dun, 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 shadow on the floor. Dun, 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 shadow on the floor. Now, shadow on the floor is fine, but still our silhouette is not exactly perfect or like the concept even. Let's go to the eye and mirror it, and then subdivision surface, 3 times apply. The mirror can stay. Now we want yellow, full yellow color. Then with a multiply, just to go around it. Then we will go with a green, but a little bit like this, and multiply again in the middle. Okay, he's looking quite like the concept with his eyes right now. Yeah, a little bit. His axe could be a little bit rotated, but let's see what we can do about it. What we can do about it. So it's more visible. What happens with the axe? Now, here we can add a couple of lines, just in order to make this. Now, just to overall silhouette will look a little bit better with this, so that's why I'm doing it. You are thinking, why is he doing it? But yeah, this is because of the silhouette always is an important thing for me, and for you it should be also. Silhouette is important always. This is too much. This probably is fine. And at the ends here, I will select this color, multiply, and it will be a little bit darker. Multiply is always a nice thing. Let's see what else we can do. And there are a lot of things that can be done with this Minotaur. We can add this kind of a thinking here, which we have time, I think we can do it. Let's see if we can actually. Save, by the way, often. This is just a placeholder. Now we will do some stuff. And this, by the way, is better done in other way. Let me show you. So, take this, scale it down, make it as one of those things here, smooth it, inflate it if you have to, and then just duplicate and move it into place and duplicate and move. This will be far faster and more accurate way of doing those things. And now we can select and just put it here. And then move it. And this is the fast way to do it. The more accurate and nice way to do it is another way. But I will not show you this because you will get my... you will get better than me, and I don't want that, you know. I don't want that. Let's make one more cylinder. Make it smaller. Put it right here. And this will be our little shield on this place. Inset. And like this. And then inset. And like this. And... good. Yeah, it's not colored, but it cannot be too much. Okay. Good job. For now. Do PCs with AMD CPU crash less often in 3D softwares? What CPU do you have? I have AMD CPU for a couple of years right now, and it doesn't crash that much. But I don't know if it's about the CPU. Welcome back, we missed you. Thank you very much. It's been 1 hour and 10 minutes since you started the initial stream, by the way. So, it's amazing. We are done in 1.5 hours exactly. How do I make my folds better? Yeah, I told you. Henrico, glad to have you back. I love the character. How was your vacation? It was amazing. It was very nice. Namaste, brother Nico. It's from Barhaduk again. Yes. I'm fine. There's a lot of good videos on folds on YouTube. Don't be scared to look at ZBrush folds. Yes. ZBrush videos. Yeah. ZBrush videos are fine even if you work with Blender, of course, because it's a sculpting software. It's very similar. So yeah. What does the multiply do? It multiplies the color. It makes it darker. What field of view do you use? I use 90. Focal length of 90. I don't know about the field of view. Hello Nico, I want to 3D print the character I make, and I just want to ask what 3D printer do you use. My 3D printer is, I'm not sure, it's Frozen something 8K, I think. It's called. It's not the latest model, but it's pretty good, and I'm not using it. I just have it. I bought it directly to one of my friends, and he's printing with it, so I'm just benefiting from the prints. You know, that's what I do. Let's see other comments a little bit. I feel the sculpting without a tablet is not worth it, and I have left it aside. What do you think? It's worth it. Even without a tablet, sculpting is worth it because you are learning the anatomy, you're learning working from concept, even without a tablet, even with only a mouse. If you cannot afford a tablet at the moment, you can sculpt with a mouse for a while. And if you find the interview with Gabriel Guerra here in this channel, you can find it in lives somewhere. All the videos in this channel are in lives. A lot of videos, and the interview with Gabriel Guerra, and he said he's pretty good right now. He said that he started with a mouse because he didn't have money for a tablet. He's a Brazilian artist and he's pretty good, but he started with the mouse because he was willing to start. He wanted to start to sculpt so badly, and if you want that so badly, you will be able to do it with mouse or whatever in the beginning. You just look like Walter White. Can you cook? Yes, I can cook some things. Hello, Nico. After many days. Yeah, many days. Nico, would you make a live giving feedbacks? I told you probably I'm giving feedbacks when I'm giving the ArtStation reviews, because those are reviews, but feedbacks also. You got a beautiful daughter. Thank you very much. Hi, little Nico. She's not a little Nico. Her name is Joanna. But yeah, little Nico girl. to work in the game industry would prefer an expert in Blender or ZBrush software. Usually nowadays, big companies, they use ZBrush, not Blender. But if you are doing amazing stuff with Blender, they will not say no to you if they need someone like that. But I told you, these days in the game industry, not only game industry, but the IT industry is in a very bad shape. And by these days, I mean like almost year and a half now. The IT industry is going down, maybe 2 years now. And since the end of the pandemic almost, it's kind of going down. And at some point it will hit the bottom and it will start going up. It hasn't already. We will see when it will. For now, just get better and wait. That's my advice. You know, and you can get better with Blender. I always say that. You can get better with Blender in sculpting, anatomy, working with concepts, everything, and then transfer to ZBrush your knowledge. It's easier. It's just a new software. And since ZBrush, yes, it's a little bit awkward, but you can learn ZBrush in about a month if you are willing to do it quite well and if you have knowledge of sculpting and anatomy beforehand. It will be easy. So, yeah. And that's it. I mean, not so many questions and everything. What do you think about directly modeling characters without sculpting? We were doing that back in the days when sculpting was not available. We didn't know ZBrush. And we were working only with Max, 3D Max, and we were modeling the characters from scratch, from a plane or from a square. It's awful, and I don't recommend it. I don't like it, but yeah. Hi Nico, would you consider making a course on the anatomy of folds, like the one you did for heads, just about folds only? Yes, probably I'm considering that also, yeah. На мен па ми е по-удобно с мишката. Тъй мишка работеш или плат... Yeah. So everybody is asking... Yeah. If it's more comfortable with the mouse for you, you will not become a very good sculptor. So you can model with the mouse. Obviously, modeling with the mouse is good. But sculpting is only good with the tablet, which I mean is every professional sculptor that I know, 3D sculptor, you know, from AliExpress, I say, people who are working with like Blender, ZBrush, Model, whatever, those people are using tablets. Some people are using display tablets because they are more rich. Some people are using the cheapest Wacom tablet like me. It's just a personal preference, but everybody is using tablets. Nobody is using a mouse to sculpt in a professional environment. So if you want to be a professional sculptor or you want your sculpts to be better, I think tablet is the choice for you. No, I don't know that, yeah. What does the multiply do? You always say that. I did caught by your opponent in your MMA match and stopped YouTube stream. No. Honestly, I had a bit of a hard time transferring to ZBrush. Now I'm comfortable with it, but it was not easy. Yeah, ZBrush is a little bit of a bummer. I mean, I worked with ZBrush for 10 years, so for me ZBrush is kind of a like Notepad. It's very easy. Not now. If I go to ZBrush now, I will have to think a little bit. I will have to work a little bit, like a couple of hours to gain back my knowledge and skill. But those 10 years, they are not forgotten. My brain still remembers ZBrush. So, but for new people, ZBrush is a little bit crazy. It's not crazy, it's awkward. It's crazy how in less than an hour and a half you're able to do a full character while I spent 12 hours making resemblance of an alien. Yeah, but this, as I always say, this is not a full character. This is just a 3D sketch of how the character may look when it's finished. This is just for overall volumes and everything, just to see it, how it will look in 3D. This is just the first phase of making the character. Yes, it looks kind of okay, but this is not good for anything. This is not good for 3D printing. This is not good for game. This is not good for rendering. This is not good for nothing. This is just good for a YouTube stream. Only that. And that's it, yeah. Drawing tablets is very cheap. If you can afford a computer to sculpt, you can afford a cheap tablet for sure. Exactly. I just started learning 3D Sculpt a few weeks ago and I saw that you offer 3D Sculpt course. Can you give me a reason why I should take your course at ArtStation? No, I cannot give you a reason. If you watch the reviews of the course in ArtStation, you probably will find the reason. If you watch the promo video, you can see in the promo videos of my courses, I try to show the course, the actual what you will do in the course, what you will see in the course. If you watch the whole promo video, which usually is about like 2-4 minutes, something like this, very, very small, you can kind of figure it out by yourself. I have gotten into lazy habit of using my mouse over my drawing tablet. I shall get back to using the tablet after hearing your views on it. It depends. I told you, if you are sculpting, definitely use your tablet. And in the beginning, it may be awkward, it may be everything, but try it and be consistent, use the tablet. If you are modeling, if you're doing hard surface, mouse is completely enough, you don't need the tablet. Nico, how to monitor if the industry go up or down? If you know, I will monitor it for you. I will tell you in the streams when it's going down, but going up. But in my opinion, now it's 2024. 2025 will still be a down year, definitely. 2026 at some point, maybe, we will see more job offers and everything. But, you know, nobody can foresee the future successfully. Many people can foresee the future, but successfully, not so much. So we will see. If you have a hard time with ZBrush, we have a Nico Absolute Beginner course for ZBrush. But exactly, yeah. I have courses for ZBrush, for Blender, for Anatomy, for everything. So you can check them out if you need to learn something. By the way, I see this guy here, Evgeny Strati. He has amazing concepts for his own like game or something. They are very, very nice. I love them. This one is wow, pretty cool. And this work is not bad also. Yeah, it's a good exercise to do this work in Blender or ZBrush or whatever, to do it in 3D, just to try yourself. When I look at ArtStation and I see a nice concept, my hands start to itch to make it in 3D, to see how this concept will translate into 3D, how this will look in 3D, if I can make it look nice, like this samurai, for example. Can it look nice in 3D? Yes, probably it will need a lot of work, but at some point it could be pretty good. And this is my courses, you know, head course, beginner Blender course, another beginner Blender course, a lot of advanced Blender courses, anatomy course, another anatomy course for human, for men, not human. This is for female, but it's mature content. Female anatomy for artists. The best female anatomy course out there, I would say. And by the way, this is in this course, if you don't know, I make and explain everything about making a female, but at some point I make a male out of the female and explain the differences, how the female and male are a little bit different. And you know, this male is not the best as I see it now, but it's looking relatively fine. The legs are a little bit too long, by the way, but other than that, it's cool. So yeah, that's it, guys. Somebody has something to say except goodbye? If you are creating characters for animation and video games, would you recommend the use of tablet over mouse for those models? Of course not. You know, you're creating... When I'm making a model for a video game, I'm making a high poly first, which means I'm sculpting first. And the most important part is the sculpting, the high poly. So I'm always using the tablet for the most part. Of course, when you have armors, when you have weapons, you are using the mouse to make them in modeling. But other than that, it's sculpting. How to learn how to sculpt quickly, easily and beautiful as well. Be my sculpting father. Yeah, it's very easy. You just have to spend like a couple of thousand hours in sculpting and you will be pretty good, I assume. Many people are thinking that when they spend like 200, 300 hours in sculpting, which means they have sculpted 2 hours a day for half year or 1 year, and they think that they should be good. No, you couldn't be very good with this amount of time, except before that if you were a very good 2D artist. If you haven't been a good 2D artist beforehand, you need more time. You need a couple of thousand hours in sculpting to be good. So it's fine, just do it. Bye, Nico. Great stream today. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now. Maybe this week we will make another stream for the alligator. This one. We'll see. I have to test it. Goodbye.